This woman had been stranded at sea for 3 days and 3 nights. Just when she was on the brink of despair, she finally spotted an abandoned island in the distance. Mustering every last ounce of strength left in her body, she paddled frantically, so focused on survival that she'd forgotten she hadn't had a drop of water in days. Suddenly, a dark shadow glided beneath the surface. She whipped her head around, catching only a glimpse of a tail fin disappearing into the depths. Before she could process what she'd seen, a massive great white shark burst from the water and tore into her inflatable kayak with its razor-sharp teeth. Panic seized her as the raft began deflating at an alarming rate. In desperation, Lisa grabbed her paddle and rowed with all her might. The island was getting closer, but the air in her raft was nearly gone. Her survival instinct kicked into overdrive. One wrong move and she'd be in the water, nothing more than a meal for the circling predators. Lisa's arms burned as she paddled harder than ever before. After what felt like an eternity, she was just yards from shore when she froze. A sign read, "No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted." With 3 great whites closing in fast, she didn't have the luxury of following rules. She hurled her paddle backward, hoping to buy herself a few precious seconds, then slowly stood up and dove into the water. The lead shark lunged but missed by inches. She cheated death once again, and relief washed over her as she reached the wooden platform. But her celebration was cut short by a sharp pain in her palm. She'd sliced her hand on barbed wire while climbing up. She immediately searched a nearby supply box and thankfully found food, medical supplies, and bandages to dress her wound. Even better, there was a large bottle of water. She unscrewed the cap greedily and took a careful sip. As the water hit her parched throat, it sent shivers down her spine. It was the most incredible feeling. Her spirit soared even higher when she discovered a radio in the box. She immediately called for help, but only dead silence greeted her. At least there was a flare gun. She loaded it quickly and fired into the sky. After everything, the woman burst into laughter, finally releasing 3 days of pent-up fear and frustration. All she had to do now was wait for rescue. Just then, she spotted another woman floating nearby, another survivor from the plane crash. Lisa quickly threw her a rope and pulled her onto the raft. The two embraced, tears streaming down their faces. Suddenly, a man's voice crackled through the radio. Someone had seen the flare and was heading their way. After exchanging information, when the rescuers learned about the sharks in the area, the 2 men decided to deal with them first. This proved to be a fatal mistake. The women immediately urged them to evacuate them first, but before they could finish speaking, a great white slammed into the yacht. One man lost his balance and tumbled into the water. His companion immediately reached down to pull him up, but in the next instant, the shark struck again. Both rescuers perished, leaving only an empty boat drifting on the vast ocean.